Okay, good morning. This is part 2 to my mini album press tutorial. And in the first video we built the cover and we added the handle, and we added the pages inside, and I used some washi tape in the creases. And then as I was doing the first video, some of my book tore, which you have to be really careful when folding it, and I was pushing too hard when I was making the holes for the handle and it made a little tear. So to cover it up, I added some more washi tape on the outside that matches the inside. So you can fix your mistakes if you can. Alright, so for this video we're going to add the hinge and the base pages. So first of all, for the hinge, now I'm just going to move this aside for now. For the hinge, you're going to need a piece of paper that measures, let's see, one piece that measures 7 3/4 inches this way and 8 inches across. Excuse me. And you're going to score on your scoreboard every 1/4 inch. And there's going to be 5 pages in this book, so you're going to need 5 hinges. And when you fold this, that's how many you're going to have. And you score at every 1/4 inch, like I said, and then you're going to fold up this way, then you're going to fold 2 up, and then you're going to have a gusset, and then you're going to do another one, and then a gusset, so you have 5. So we got 5 there. So right now, before we go any further, I'm just going to tape mine down. I use tape and glue because you want your hinges to be really strong. So I always lie a piece of tape and I place some glue. Oops, getting ahead of myself. And I always use both because you want to make sure your hinges are very strong. You don't want them coming apart when people if you plan on selling your work or give it as a gift, you don't want your pages to come undone. So it's very important that your hinges are strong. In my first album I made, there was actually only 4 pages, but I added one extra page because now these that I'm making, they're actually going to be gifts later on in the year. So I just added one more page to give more room for pictures in general. If you want to increase how many pages you have, you're just going to increase your spine. Increase your spine, and if you increase your spine, then you have to increase the top piece because you don't want it to be off-centered. Alright, so now that's all down. So I'm going to bring my book back over. And this is the bottom here, so that's where we're going to attach the hinge. So I'm going to put tape. Now here, you don't skimp on the tape. Again, you want to make sure it's very secure to the book, because you don't want it to come apart as people turn in the pages. So it feels so good today to have the windows open and getting some fresh air in. No humidity. I'm loving it. We have a few days of refreshing fresh air, and then I guess it's going to start to get humid again. Hopefully not as hot as it's been, because it's been very hot. I'm just going to stand up because I want to make sure. Alright. Alright, lay that down. Alright, run your fingers in every gusset to make sure that it adheres to the spine. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't trim my hinges any. I can do that now. Alright, so you trim your corners, and it's a good idea to try to do that before you place it in the book. It just makes it a little bit easier. That one goes. Alright. Yeah, so that's that. Alright, so I'm going to put that aside. Now for the pages, for my album, I didn't make, there are pockets in the main pages, but I didn't make any inserts yet, which I will do before I gift it. But for the, you're going to need 5 pages, and the pages measure, they're 7 3/4 wide and by 10 1/2 this way. And all I did, I didn't because you want to have the pocket on the side, I didn't do, I just, you know, cut it 10 1/2 inches and then fold it in half. And so you're going to glue this side to the hinge. But before you do that, you want to glue one side. So when you look at your book, you have to decide which side you want the tabs to be on, because you want to put the photo mat in the pocket. So which side you can do, you can go back and forth, you know, one on this side, one on that side, whichever. But you need to glue down one side so that when you put the photo mat inside the pocket, it's not going to come out the other side. So I think I'm going to glue my right side, which that would be your left. Glue my right side down and glue. So I'm going to bring the book back over. Trying to make room on this tiny little table. Alright. So I'm going to bring this over. So I'm going to put some glue here, and then I'm also going to put some glue on both sides of the hinge. You can use tape if you want to, but like I said, if you live in a humid climate, sometimes the tape's not going to hold, and you don't want someone to flip through pages and all of a sudden your page falls out. So if you do use tape, I suggest you also use the glue. Alright, so just going to put some glue. put some glue down the side, and then I'm going to put glue on the hinge itself. On both sides. And then I'm just gonna lay it down that way. And then I always fold it down. Oops, it slid up. Make sure it doesn't slide up. And then I'm just gonna fold it one way and then fold it this way. If you have any excess glue, try to rub it off. Alright, so that's the base page, and there, one side your pocket. Now, if you didn't understand what I was saying before, if you want to alternate your pockets, like have one on this side and then on the next page you can have it on this side, whichever. I think it would look neat on either side, but it's up to you which side you want it on. Alright, so let's do the next one. Now, I learned a trick from the Scrap Queen. I don't know if you've seen videos of hers, but she also posts on the on Facebook on the pages that I belong to. But she has some really nice videos too, and I learned a technique from her about these pages. You know, you put these pages in, and you don't actually work on these pages yet. Oops. Oh my goodness. You don't work on these pages in the book. You actually have different pages that you work on called base pages, and then you attach the base page to these pages in the book, and it makes the book stronger, and it also makes the pages a little more sturdy, durable too, and it just makes it easier to work on a base page, and then you just have to glue it in. Alright, so that's the second. I don't know if you can hear those bugs. They're like the cicada bugs, and they are dying out, but at the beginning of the season it was very loud, and they seem to get louder at night for some reason. I don't know why that is. I have no clue why they get louder at night, it seems, but they are starting to die out. There's still a few left. This morning I was walking a dog and there was one on the ground, and my dog wanted to eat it, but it flew away before he got a chance to try. I wanted to see the bug because I see a lot of these bugs that are dying, that have fallen, and this one was actually on the ground making noise, and I wanted to look at it, but before I had a chance to get close, my dog went and pounced near it and it flew away, so I didn't get a chance to get a good look at it. And I was born and raised in Massachusetts, and I just recently moved to North Carolina last October. I can't believe it's going to be a year soon. But I've noticed a lot of different bugs here than what we had up in Massachusetts. Some really weird looking bugs. and I look them up online, and I'm like, wow, that's what that is. Like, I saw this one bug. It was red and black. It looked something between a spider and an ant. And I looked it up online, and they're called, let me see. I gotta try to remember the name, what they're called. Assassin bugs. And the reason why they're called an assassin bug is because they grab their prey, and they have this hook in the front on their head, and they jab their prey until it's dead. And that's why they're called assassin. And they do bite us humans. They do sting. And I'm like, I'm glad that I killed that bug. I don't want to get bit by that. I don't know how much they sting, but they will keep jabbing you and jabbing you. I'm like, oh, lovely. I don't like that bug. But I've seen so many different bugs here that I've never seen before. I'm sure there's a lot of other things I'll start seeing once it gets cooler and we start hiking, because I love to be hiking out in the woods, and there's so many beautiful places to visit here in North Carolina, and I'm sure I'm going to see a lot of things I didn't think I was going to see before. Alright, so those are the basic pages. I'm going to put that aside and let that dry. And now for the pages that we're going to work on before we put into the book, you're going to need 10. And they measure, where's my other book? Okay, so you're going to need 10 pieces that measure 7.5 by 5 inches. And they're a little bit shorter. I'll show you. Just a little bit, like maybe 1/8 of an inch all around. About 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/4 inch. But when the next video, we'll be working on these pages, and we'll do all the pockets, the flaps, the magnets, and then add the printed paper, decorative paper, and then we'll add it to the book. So the next time you'll see me, or I should say hear me, we'll be starting on the pages. And I hope I didn't confuse you too much. And if you have any comments or suggestions, as always, you can leave me a message in the comments. And like I said before, all the measurements, I'm going to try to put it down so that you can write them down and then have the pieces ready by your side when you start watching the videos. And you have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching.